Okay. So the ham spam data I broken down into three things. One is your sample, other one is your spam, another one is your test. So test data doesn't have the target variable. We're mentioning it as spam or ham. The spam data is the complete data set. So I decided to go ahead and use the old one, save the same template. So before doing this, what you guys need to do is you have to go to runtime and change the runtime to GPU. Otherwise, your CPU will take a lot of time. So once it is running on GPU, it will take lesser time to fit the model. So the first thing you need to do is change it to GPU. And then I decided to load the data set. I use the columns that are already there. So the previous template was using text and target as the variable name. So I changed the column V2 to text and V1 to the target. So that is done. I decided to go ahead and print all the variables that are there. And I have some extra variables that were there. So V1, I dropped it. So I decided to proceed ahead and do a bit of pre-processing. So this pre-processing will make it lower and remove all the email tags and special characters. So this is just a function name. I'll proceeding to use the same template. I not change anything else. So it started for pre-processing, and I decided to use the same name. So wherever target is equal to 0, that is your ham. Wherever target is equal to 1, that is your spam. So that is done. I decided to proceed ahead, and so these were four things that were already needed when I was using Google Colab. It was not already there, so I used NLTK for pre-processing. I removed all the stop words and I printed the spam and ham word clouds that were already there. So uh, this is done. So wherever target is equal to 1, that is your spam. And wherever target is equal to 0, that is your ham. Proceeded with the data visualization, which was already there in the template. So I just renamed it to whatever necessary. So previously it was disaster data. I changed it to ham spam data. So it started printing number of characters and it printed 2 box plots, which was only for mentioning how many number of words and number of characters are there. Decided to do all the remaining things. So word count, unique word count, stop count, URL counts, all these were already printed. So here I decided to proceed with distribution. So all the distributions that are there, I printed and I proceeded to rename the labels for so on the training data. I think in the training data there were this much amount of spam and ham that were there. I got a plot of it, and then I decided to load the BERT model. The BERT model was a bit big. It will take around 1.37 gigabytes of your data. Once that is done, and I decided to apply the BERT data into my model. So exact model, it's already there. You just need to execute the line. So building the BERT model, it's already there in the template. You just need to run these lines, and you have to set your optimizers as well. I used Atom optimizer, and I decided to plot the model. So once when plotting is done, since epochs were 9, I decided to reduce because I'm getting a correct accuracy with lesser number of epochs. So I decided to use only 3, and I proceeded to uh, with the final results. I'm able to get a good accuracy and a reduced number of loss based on the epochs. And yeah, this is my output. I have a good accuracy curve and a good loss curve. And yes, that's it, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aditya. So, see, very good job, and I think 20% to complete it. Keep it up. So, Amarnath, where were you stuck? Now share your screen. What is it you were not able to do it? I mean, what was asked to do was the template of a notebook was given. You don't have to write any deep learning model. Whatever model is already given there, that is what you have to execute. You just are going to test it and see. So, Krishna, you were saying you are building your own model, right? Krishna Kumar?
Yeah.
What was, where were you stuck? You said you are building your own model. I mean, did you just execute, use a lesser number of data set, use GPU because it is crashing, use GPU, use lesser number of data because you just sample it. Even if you use 1,000 rows or 2,000 rows, that's still fine. Don't use like the entire data set. It may not be possible because the model itself requires a lot of GPU. Yeah, tell me.
No, I'm not stuck anywhere. I'm just doing it.
You're doing it now.
Yeah.
So you understood what to do and all these things, right?
Yes, I understand the complete architecture of Word, so that's fine with me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Amarnath, can you share your screen? Let's see like where you're stuck.
Yeah, ma'am. Right. So I'm, if you can see my screen.
You're still not visible.
Yes, it's loading. It's not visible number.
Let me try once again.
Yeah, you can go on.
See, there was one Colab notebook which I shared no, as a reference, not a Kaggle notebook. Chirag, did you share that Kaggle notebook?
Yes, ma'am, it's there in the group.
Yeah. Amarnath, you should use that Kaggle notebook as a reference. Are you having that Kaggle notebook? Yeah, this notebook.
The tweet one, ma'am. The tweet one. Analyzing tweet.
Yeah, tweet. You already have this notebook. Yeah, you just have to. Which data set are you testing it now?
I'm spam only. I'm basically stuck to
Actually,
understand.
one more thing is you have so many windows open that itself will require hang.
Yeah, I understand.
You close
I
off
am.
most of the windows which are not required. You close it off.
Okay. All right. So the thing is that, ma'am, I understood how to, create the model here. I'm using this suppose transformer and auto tokenizer. I'm just basic concepts. I'm actually I need what to understand. So I'm using sentiment analysis and for creating the classifier. Okay, all good. And then this I'm creating this TA model. But thing is that how to the question is if I am referring the deep learning spam map example, there I could see that I'm having this this train data. I'm then
See,
again
1 minute, Amarnath, you are using that Colab notebook sample, which you are not supposed to use. I've already shared that spam and data set, which is already done using, what is it, natural language tweets that you should use as a template. Bird case, bird based model, uncased one model is there. No, use that as a template. Don't use the Colab notebooks as a templates. You're using these Colab notebooks as a template. The models which you're using is Distillibert and things like that. First, try it with that. First, try with that Kaggle notebook which I had already shared. Use that as a template. Try to do it.
got you, man.
So you have this as a template where if you keep going down, she has used it because for bird base you need to provide the input in a certain way. I'll be teaching you bird after all of you complete your assignment. So for bird you have to the input format has to be in a certain way. So she would have done
Okay.
that processing as well. Use this as a sample. Don't mix the Colab notebooks. OLAP
What is-
notebooks is just for testing anything. You don't have to build any model in data sets. We never used any data set there. We just gave the input directly in the codes and then we were seeing the output, right? So use this as a
Yeah,
sample.
yeah, exactly. I had the same. I mean, exactly the same. Fine, I'll check it now. Thanks, man.
You use this as a sample and just test it out. All of you, your sample Kaggle notebook is given. Use first use less of data and set your GPU right and then try,
All right.
because otherwise it will hang. Right. So will all of you be able to complete by 4:30?
We'll try.
One
Ma'am.
data set, all of you 4:30. Aditya, if you shared your notebook in the chat window, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's done.
Yeah. So he has done on spam ham. Anybody else trying on different data set?
I'm doing on Goodreads.
Okay, good. So because we want
But-
demo on the other data sets. Who else is doing on
Yeah.
different data sets?
But Usha,
Goodreads,
there will
one
be a
person is doing.
challenge.
So after you finish by 4:30 and you give a demo on Goodreads. And what is the other data set which we had? 3 we had, no? Natural language, Goodreads and
Yes, sir.
yeah, spam ham. And what is it?
Disaster tweet, ma'am.
Yeah, disaster tweets. Okay. All right. So I think one person is doing on Goodreads. So if you can try it on different data set, then it's good. See, already template Kaggle notebook is given to you where the entire model, everything is given. Word base, uncaged, and how to give that input to that word base, everything sample is given. Don't try to build your own model at this point because the time is short. You can later after the class, you can try it out, all those things, trying to build your own model and all. Here, you just test out the same thing on a different data set so that, you understand the flow and everything like that. After you complete by 4:30, 4:30, it's just 20 minutes more. After you complete, I'll be teaching you the BERT architecture as well. So BERT architecture is but slightly different, but you should understand how it takes input and things like that. So completed by 4:30. So we need a demo on the other data sets other than what Aditya has covered. I'll catch you all by 4:30.
Okay, ma'am.